So I encourage you. I uploaded the Phone 2a and the Pixel 9 Pro XL videos, compilation videos yesterday, and I uploaded the iPhone 16 Pro Max video this morning. So if you have not seen the iPhone one or potentially the previous two that I mentioned, please go back, check those videos out. Let me know what you think. Is there a big difference between the budget and the flagship? Is there a big difference between the iPhone and the Pixel? So here's my synopsis. Here's my, after reviewing the videos, after pictures and all that stuff, I think there's some shots where the iPhone looks better. I'm talking about after your results, right? When you go back and look at the pictures and the videos, there's some pictures where the iPhone looks better. I'm going to be honest. And there's some pictures where the Pixel looks better. I mean, some do and some don't. It's kind of hit or miss. Not necessarily hit or miss, because most of them look really good, but there's a couple things, like when I say the iPhone looks better in some cases, there's a few things that I'm looking at that put it above the Pixel. Now, I think the Pixel got the majority of the shots right, meaning I think the majority of the Pixel shots, and it might not be by a lot, right? It might not be a landslide victory. There may just be 5 or 6 pictures, just a handful of pictures and or night videos where the Pixel comes out on top over the iPhone. But iPhone definitely is pretty impressive. Now, again, I'm not an iPhone user. It's the first iPhone I've had in years. Now, there's one thing that bugs me about this iPhone. One thing that bugs me. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you joining us. There's one thing that bugs me is this iPhone 16 Pro Max still has, well, I say still because I noticed this was an issue with the previous 2 generations, lens flare. So when you're taking video, especially at nighttime, and you have a light source, you still get a lens flare. So when you're moving the phone, and the light source is here and you're moving the phone, you can see like a reflection into the lens. Bugs the hell out of me. I'm not familiar with that. And I was like, damn. And on Saturday night, I kept on seeing it. And you can see some of the lens flare in some of the videos. I tried not to show it. Put some clips in there where it wouldn't be that noticeable. Now you can still see it, right? But I don't remember the Pixel doing that. And then I was like, damn, do all phones do that? And I just didn't notice it until now. So I went back to the Nothing Phone 2a. Not there. I went to the Pixel. I found one video, and I had to go back, not just from Saturday night. I had to go back like a month ago to find a night video that I made that had just a glance of a lens flare, where the iPhone 16 Pro Max shows a ton of lens flare. Now, it's only at night, or I did notice it also when I took a video outside, walking to my mailbox, but there was a bright sun outside, no clouds. I got lens flare from the sun as well. So I don't know if that's a major issue with other people's. I don't know if I'm crazy and I may have the only iPhone that does that, but the lens flare is very annoying. I would like to see them get a hold of that. Apple, I'm talking about, in the future. But there were some videos pretty damn good. So I did not mess around. So those pictures are 100% shot and uploaded. No editing, nothing. So the night sight video for Google is extraordinary. Like, I really think that's a feature that's slept on. Nobody talks about these things on YouTube, and I don't know why, but night sight video is insane. Like on the Pixel, I cannot talk enough about this night sight feature and video boost mode. So all those pictures you see from the Pixel 9 Pro XL was either a night sight or a video boost. one or the other. Maybe I should have labeled them which is which, but you get the point, right? So I mentioned in there that if you do have a decent amount of light source, I'm talking about at night, go with Video Boost. Now, if you just have, and if you don't have that much light, but you do have a light source, use a night sight. So if you have not seen those videos, maybe I'll link them below, or you can just go to our eSIM Studios homepage, scroll down in videos, and you'll see I made dedicated videos, one for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, one for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and one for the Nothing Phone 2A. Glad to get that out of the way. So now, one last comment on the iPhone and/or this weekend's events before we move on to the news. The dedicated camera button on the side of the iPhone drives me insane. It drives me crazy. Whenever I'm picking up the phone, and I guess it's because, and I was thinking, why the hell do I always pick it up there and touch the button? I think it's because that's just how I generally pick up phones. Because I started second guessing myself. Like, do I always pick up phones like that? Yes, I always do. So if your phone's laying flat on a table, I pick it up like this, right? Well, guess what? The camera capture button's right there where my thumb is. Every time I pick up the iPhone, I'm activating the camera button. I'm activating the camera app. It drives me insane. There's no good place to pick this up, or I shouldn't say that. You can do it right in the middle. You see where my thumb is? You can do it right in the middle right there, but you got to be looking at the phone. That's like when I pick up my Pixel, I just grab it. When I pick up my Nothing phone, I just grab it. When I pick up my Samsung, I just grab it. With this iPhone, it seems like every other time I'm picking it up, I'm activating the camera button. Now, maybe I might be able to disable it, because let me tell you, over on Saturday night when we were taking all these photos, I did not use the capture button, the dedicated camera button one time. Everything was in-app, point, shoot. I wanted to make it a point of pointing and shooting. Like, I didn't want to get like the absolute. Now, for those still photo shots, for the night shots, you do have to stay still, right? It gets you a little countdown timer, so you do have to stay still. But it wasn't like, oh, let me move here for this lighting, and let me move here for this lighting. Oh, and let me change here in the settings. No, it was, I had made sure on the Pixel I was in Video Boost or night mode, and by default Video Boost to night mode is 4K 60 frames per second on the Pixel. And on the iPhone, I made sure I was equal value, meaning shooting in 4K 30 to 60 frames per second. I wanted to make it fair, but I didn't want to go in there and modify before every single shot. Like, there's people walking, right? So I had everybody has their phone out. I was like the only person with like 3 phones, right? So I'm like, I'd stop in the middle, and after a while I picked up, I was like, well, maybe I'm being a dick because people behind me are like walking into me. So I would step off to the side, I'd take this phone out, take a shot, I'd take this phone out, take a shot. My dad, who went with us, and my daughter were like rolling their eyes. They're like, come on, hurry up. But they were cool with it. They would just give me a hard time because I was like, I'm going to make a video out of this. So it's very cool. You can actually go there during the day. So it is a badass place to take pictures. And I've only been there at night. I've never been there during the day. Like, they have these huge, what do you call them? Terrariums, where it's like an enclosed, the humidity is real hot. I'm going to go there during the day and take all my phones when it's not busy and just picture. So I'll probably do that here in the next month or two. Well, after the holidays. It's really busy right now. But anyways, we had fun, and it was a good excuse to make a couple of videos at it. So please go check those videos out if you have not seen them. Very interesting. Let me know which one you think is the best. Now, obviously, the phone 2A is not going to be the best. But it did pretty well. Go watch that one, and you can see where the sensors really struggle. It's in movement, and it's at night. So the 2A, bless his little heart, he was hanging in there as best as he could. Little Johnny was hanging in there as best as he could. But he did okay. The 2A did okay, right? I mean, but you can tell movements at night. The video is choppy. The electronic image stabilization is there, but it's just not as good as a flagship phone. So you can really see the difference between a top-notch quality flagship phone and a budget phone. But it probably did better, or will do better than most or all budget phones. Honestly, I don't know of any other budget phone that could hang in there that well. Let's see. Daniel says the only other phone company that does shutter buttons right now is Sony. Interesting. We also did Oppo. Oppo's coming in I think, what is it? The new Find X8 is coming with with a dedicated photo button, capture button. We did a story on that last week. I hope that's not becoming a trend. I do not want to see that. It's more annoying than anything. Us Android users, I've gotten so accustomed to just double pressing the power button, and there you go. I don't have to have a dedicated button to push to activate the camera. I already got that set up. So I don't use the thing. Maybe you can disable it. I don't know. I literally, before I went live, I updated it to iOS 18.1. Now, we're going to get to that here in a second. It says your iPhone has been updated to iOS 18.1 8 minutes ago. So I'm going to dig in. Can't really, it's blurry. Can't really see that, but I'm going to dig into that. Try some of these AI features out and get rolling, and make a video of it of that, obviously. But I don't know why that lens flare is so prominent in the iPhone. I remember seeing Tech Odyssey's YouTube channel. He had a thing on I think it was iPhone 15 Pro. I think it's when he went to Venice and Italy or something like that overseas, where he took a bunch of night shots, and he was saying the lens flare was bad on his. But again, I don't watch much iPhone content. I just don't ever think about them. Other than this one, iPhone's been a distant memory or thought in my brain. I just don't think about iPhone. So maybe it's been there, maybe it's not, but that's one big thing I noticed. And go look at the videos and tell me if you can find it. I tried not to put a bunch of flares in there because I don't want to make it look too shitty, but they're there in some of the clips. Daniel says Sony's works just like a regular camera. They've been doing it, yes, probably for years with a 2-stage focus shutter. Yeah, I get Sony, right? Like, if I give one Android manufacturer a pass, it'll be Sony, right? Because they make a lot of the sensors. Sony and Samsung, you'll see like the JN1, JN2 for Samsung. And then you have the Sony IMX sensors. So if I give a pass to anybody, it's going to be Sony for sure, because they produce some really, really good sensors for these devices. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's been any camera improvements. Actually, I have a list of improvements here for Apple Intelligence. Let me clear my throat. Oh, speaking of, well, I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing my allergies here, but it was bad yesterday. That's why I didn't live stream yesterday. I was going to live stream yesterday. My voice was jacked up. My nose was completely clogged up. It's fun going to an event like that, but there's so much dust in the air. If you're not familiar with South Texas, tree pollen, mold is real bad here, ragweed, oh God, all sorts of stuff. So I was suffering Sunday, and there's no way I could have gone live yesterday. I was trying, but it just wasn't going to work. So I'm definitely better today, but I still have some voice issues. So give me 1 second and we'll jump into the news. My damn light just went out. I guess y'all didn't see that. My overhead light went off. Hang on. I always got backup. Okay. Man, I really like this. Snapdragon PC, this HP OmniBook X. It's really coming through, man. I really like this thing. It's so snappy. It's like a phone. It's like using a phone. It is unbelievably fast. Never used a computer this fast. Even with like how I like those mini PCs. Even with like an AMD, I don't know, whatever, 7 or 7 series or 9 series. That's obviously, well, I don't know if it's more powerful than this Snapdragon X machine, but as far as benchmarks, but it's just fast, man. Like, it's like using a phone. Everything is so snappy. Everything pops up. Everything, I mean, it's amazing. I can tell a noticeable difference. So, really been liking this thing. So, and I just need one more USB-C video port, but I ordered something on Amazon that's going to help me out with that. Anyways, let's get into the news. No more time.